Morning, beloveds. So, I don't know if I have anything to say this morning, but somehow I do. Let's see if it comes. I was chatting to a young friend today on Facebook, and how to explain something that can't be explained. Okay, so it's the realization that there are no mistakes. People suddenly go, oh, well, I should have done this, or I should have done that, or I wish I was there, I wish I was this, that, and the other. And what needs to be maybe understood is that everything has its own perfect timings. When one, if you can say, gets fed up enough with certain situations, one will shift them. Now, some of us have to get to the point where we have to we have to beat our head against the wall a bit more than others. Some people I see, in a way, the newer people that are coming are moving in a way they can move much faster. I was one that had to somehow beat my head against the wall. And that was what I would say is the difference in, for me, as this maturing happens, is that there is less and less a doing of it. It is happening more easily. It flows more easily. There is a catching of the things that don't nurture me. It just suddenly doesn't smell right. It doesn't, okay, this is not right. I'm hitting my head against a brick wall. Why am I doing that? So the thing is that it's a difficult thing to say that there are no mistakes. Because if one puts it into the mind too much, so I'm not going to do that anymore, it's coming from the mind again, and it comes from a structure. The gift is to start to see the patterns and habits that you have that are not supporting you. Now, in saying this, you have to really make the mistakes in a conscious way to understand that this is no longer nurturing me. So there is nothing wrong with making a mistake. There is nothing wrong with doing something wrong. The trick is just to go, aha, or to catch it later sometimes, or whatever, and to not feel that you have to be perfect. You are perfect. You are perfect in each thing that you do, even if that is making a mistake. When you consciously watch something that you have done that is not maybe supporting you anymore, you can then see where it leads you. So if you do something, you can see what are the consequences of this action. And as one starts to mature, one has to be more and more authentic. You have to learn to follow that inner voice for yourself, even if that means you make mistakes. But if the awareness is there, you may make the mistake a few times, but if you start to see where this takes you, and it takes you to a place which is no longer nurturing you, you realize that you are then personally responsible for changing that, or allowing that to be caught at an earlier stage and going, not doing that one anymore. And because we all have relatings with different places, different structures, work, personal relationships, all sorts of things. And in each moment it changes. In one moment it may be nurturing, in the next moment it may not. But we are often running patterns that we have learned, that have been useful and have supported us in the past. And as we mature, we realize that these patterns are no longer necessary, and in fact they are becoming destructive to us. Now, if we continue with the patterns that are no longer nurturing, then the lessons get harder. The lessons get more obvious so that we can see it. To begin with, it will come in a subtle way. And if we can catch it in that beginning and not change it from the mind, but see the changing of it happening through the awareness of it, takes a little bit of a knack. It's like a knack. You have to try and catch it. It's very difficult to really explain, because if you go to the mind and try and say, I'm not doing that anymore, in the mind, then it's just the mind controlling it. But it's not the being understanding it. So we have to make mistakes so that we can understand whether this nurtures us anymore, and then in that take the responsibility, the ability to respond in a different way. I've explained it to many people over a long time. It's like playing ping pong. We keep hitting the ball back at each other. Somebody hits the ball, you hit it back. You hit the ball, they hit it back. And eventually you enjoy playing that game for a while. And at some stage you suddenly go, actually, this is boring, or this is not interesting anymore, or I want to move away from the ping pong table and go somewhere else. So sometimes you have to put the racket down. And of course, the person who you played the ping pong with, or you have enjoyed that game with, is not going to like it. And you're going to feel a bit at a loss for a while, maybe also. But so it's like the knack. You have to just get the knack of it. And this is where sometimes to spend some time and space with yourself, because what I find when we are in this world of people and busyness and phones and this and that, we never take time to just stop and be with ourselves. So this is why people often go on retreat or go to a sangha which is doing something a little bit different, or people go for a walk, and sometimes just to go for a walk on your own. Of course, there is much around. There is much sensory around. Still, there are the trees, there are the birds, there are the plants, and it's beautiful. But at least in that there is not this human contact, and there is a time just to take a deep breath and feel oneself again. Come back to your own unique being, to settle into this body-mind that we have been given, to settle into this unique structure that we have, which is different to anybody else's. Because as much as even the wise ones can guide you, even people that have walked further along the path can guide you and hold the space, it is not our business to tell you what you should be doing. Ultimately, the freedom is that you we can hold space for you and encourage you to find your own space within yourself, so that then you are listening to that, how to say, that inner voice, which knows. You have it within you. You are as wise as the wisest one, but you have lost connection with it. Nobody is wiser for you than you. And ultimately, you have to come back to that responsibility. And it is a responsibility, because once you come back to that, you can no longer blame anybody else. That does not mean that other people are not doing things. They are. But when you go to the deepest level of the understanding, you see at the core of it, it has come to you as a gift. It has come to you for a reason to see something, either that is nurturing you or no longer nurturing you. It is so difficult in a way to explain because we are so unique. It is actually very simple, but simple is not always the easiest thing to do. So I haven't been making many videos. Somehow they haven't been coming. And this morning, our beloved triggered this in me to say this again, that you are your best guide. You are, in a way, your only true guide, because you have a unique reason for being here. You have a unique gift to give. You have something which you can only discover and share. And the thing is, we are sometimes, yes, you have to follow people. Sometimes, yes, you have to have the space held for you. Sometimes, yes, you do need a kick up the arse from somebody to say, get your head out of your arse. Come out here and see the light. Why are you sitting in a shitty place with your head up your arse? It's so stupid. Stupid is fine. I am stupid often myself, so I don't think stupid is, but we all do stupid sometime. And if we can get out of this idea that we have to be this so-called, oh, we have to be perfect. Ooh, 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 ooh. I mean, this is so stupid. We are perfect. We are perfect in our imperfections. We are perfect in our mistakes. If we do not make mistakes, we will never understand what is right for us personally. Not for a Suchira, not for an Osho, not for a Jesus, not for a Muhammad, Muslim. Oh, I don't know all the different ones. Not for a Buddha, not for anybody. All these beautiful people came to this planet and are here to hold space. But they are only here to hold space. They're only here to point the finger to the moon. They're only here to be the signposts, to help you, to guide you. Now, sometimes you'll find a signpost that is a wrong signpost and it'll take you the wrong way. And that is also a signpost, and it also has value. You realize you go the wrong way and you see something different, you understand something different from that signpost, or going even the wrong way. So my greatest thing is, allow yourself to make the mistakes. Allow yourself to not judge the mistakes. Allow that you just learn from the mistakes that you make. That is the only way you'll truly learn, is as you make mistakes, start to be aware of them. If you are walking into the wall and you keep banging your nose, go, oh, why am I keep walking into the wall and keep banging my nose? Maybe I'm supposed to go a different direction or go a different way. Don't run away from those people that you feel are wise people, because they might be saying things to you do not want to hear, because they're going to say things to you that are maybe hard. But ultimately, they're only pointing something out, and then it is up to you. If it touches something in you, if it hurts you, look and see what is hurt. Look and see if this person you respect. Look and see if this person is living a life that you value, and you go, oh, okay, hang on, this is not just coming from anybody, this is coming from somebody that I value or I see as a wise person. And if so, realize that they are not out there to try and hurt you. So what is being hurt in you? What wound is being touched? What are you not honoring within yourself that is hurting? You are your best guide. Others will hold space for you. Everything will hold space. Everything is a learning. Everything is a gift. Everything is a lesson. But can you catch it? Can you get it? Can you not beat yourself up? But you have to be vigilant. You do need to be vigilant because it's very easy to go back to sleep. It's very easy to go back into the I don't want to see, I don't want to know. I want to point the finger at somebody else and you're doing it to me. This is the maturity that comes. But there is a great thing in not also beating yourself up. I mean, sometimes I've been in tears when I've seen some of the things I've been doing to myself. And I suddenly realize, wow, I've been doing that to myself. And then in that understanding, then the refining happens. And you so suddenly realize I'm not doing that to myself anymore. That's not loving me. That's not caring about me. That's not nurturing me. But it is important to maybe take some time, even if it can be as simple as going for a walk in nature. It can be as simple as just stopping, even if it's just to stop for 5 minutes in your car before you get out and go on your busy day. Just park in your parking lot, just stop for a minute, even if it's just for 5 minutes. Even if it's, and you may have to close your eyes and just take a deep breath. For me, it's like breathing in and the belly comes out, to relax my ass, to relax my body and just for a minute, just be with myself. And if you take those small moments, you will find they will center you, and then you take the next step. Because if you try and come from the busyness of the mind and try and work it out, and it runs around and round and round like a monkey in your head, it's just your mind which has got its old programming. There's no space for anything new to drop in. There's no space for this existence to talk to you. And I tell you, it is sending you messages all the time. But one has to see and be ready to smell the roses, to see the beauty, to see the difficult things, and to not judge yourself, but to keep on opening and flowering and keep allowing more space in for you to be your own greatest guide. Nobody can do this for you. Nobody can help you to be more aware and to discover who you are. Only you. So sometimes you have to break the ties from teachers or even wise ones for a while. And they will push you away sometimes because they realize that you are in a space within yourself that maybe you have to just come to that point of trusting yourself beyond any other, which is the ultimate. You have your way. I have my way. We are such precious gifts. And when we are running in our authenticity and in our beauty, we are like I go walking in nature and there's a field of wildflowers, and there are so many, and some are even of the same type, but they're all different, they're all unique, and they're all so beautiful. So learn to love the uniqueness and the beauty that is you. But in that, you have to learn to understand this true voice. And that is a knack. And once you understand it, you will suddenly find you don't have to think about it. You have a bullshit detector that is so refined that you know when there's bullshit around you and you go, why have I want to go there? You just don't. And then you can smell where the sweet places are, and you'll find spontaneously, you find beautiful places and you see beautiful things, and you start connecting with people that are more nurturing to you. But you have to find that within yourself, your own unique, wise person. And you have it. You have it. Do not ever think that you don't have it. You are as wise as anybody. You are uniquely as wise as anybody. But the thing is, we've all been taught that we have to find it from somebody else. And yes, people will hold space for us. And yes, that's true as well. But at the ultimate thing, you are your own guide for you. Anyway, my darlings, this is me this morning. I didn't know I was going to do that one. As you can see, these beautiful flowers from up in the garden, up in the spin. It's an old house that's been knocked down now. And the old man who used to have it had these huge bushes, and they are just superb. Superb, superb. And I've been visiting there for the last 4 years. I found it, and it was an energy spot, and now it's being made for a new house, so probably won't be here next year. And I'm just enjoying some of the flowers there. I always go up and talk to them. I always ask if it's okay to the plants if I take some of the flowers, and I share them with people. So if you are awake, if you start to mature, you will start to be aware of very precious energy spots. You will start to be drawn to beautiful places in the most simple, even in the most strangest places. You will find the magic spots. But first of all, you have to find that space within yourself that knows the smell. And it's in a way just like following the scent. It becomes very subtle, and then it becomes ordinary. Anyway, my beloved ones, I wish you a beautiful day. I shall get out and about. I've had my cup of tea. Time to get on with my day. Anyway, I love you heaps. Find that unique, wise one within yourself. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Mistakes are fantastic. And just be aware whether it nurtures you or not. Look and see where it goes. Look and see what triggered it. So sometimes when something's going, you think, okay, let me just take a couple of steps back. What happened? What triggered that? What brought that on? And then see how it unfolds and see if it is nurturing to you or not. So from this moment of awareness, one can be aware what is working for you. Anyway, I wish you a good day. We are in great possibilities. There is great times. But the world speeds up, and on some level we have to slow down. The more the world speeds up, the slower I get. Just how it is. Okay. I wish you a good day. Love you. Bye. Be gentle with yourself.